Good day to all the people present. I am Dr. Jawahar Sethi, the convener of World Digital Wellbeing Day 2020. This is the first edition of WDWD. We are in our houses, locked down. Children are not going to school. People are not going to offices. So there is no content that is available for people to watch on TVs. So the mobile phone and the OTT platforms are the only places where you are able to find new content. So the internet usage has increased. Children are on the mobile phones more often than not because parents are not able to control them the whole day. They are playing games. The usage of not just internet but social media has increased, and that is the reason why we are seeing that mobile addiction may become, if not today, may become one of the biggest ailments that mankind has seen. Maybe it surpasses cancer, and the outcomes of any such addiction are going to be manifold. Uh, that is the reason why we are pitching for a digital well-being and a world which is uh, at least aware of what is digital well-being and tries to find ways, solutions. All of us can do it together, and this can be a platform where all of us can come together and make it a better world in terms of digital well-being. Having said that, why did we choose this day for WDWD is that Tim Berners-Lee, the founder of World Wide Web, uh, his birthday is today. So happy birthday, Tim Berners-Lee. And that's a contribution that has revolutionized the whole world. We are on the internet most of the time. All our communications are through email, which is through the internet, and so on and so forth. So internet is one such invention which has shook the whole world, revolutionized the way we work, the way we learn, and the way we live our lives. But there is a need for digital minimalism. And I am using this word minimalism because it's not good to profess that we should not be digitally active. Because the digital is the way forward. The technology that comes helps us collaborate, helps us do our work better, more efficiently. But an excess of everything is harmful to us. And that is the reason why we are saying that digital well-being is all about tech-life balance. You should not allow technology to take over your lives so much so that we become slaves to it. And digital well-being is one way in which we will be able to sort out this problem. And the effects of this have been seen lately. One is that children are hooked to mobiles and playing games which lead to violence, which lead to suicides. And it's not that all the games are like that, but there are addictive games which lead them towards suicides and violence. So let's try and curb those. The second thing is that relationships in homes are not as they should be, because under the same roof we have four people with four different mobiles with their backs to each other, and they are not able to communicate with each other directly. Their birthday wishes are through the mobile phones, which is not again a very good way of communicating, because there is no emotion when you communicate through the social media or through a digital device. When you are in front of each other, it's always better that the emotion communicates through the eyes, ears, nose, and all the senses that you have. So this is something that has happened. Relationships, the quality of relationships has come down. The third important thing is that in developed countries, there has been a research done that 37% of work efficiency has gone down because of social media. Now, if we are using social media to the extent that our work efficiency goes down, then there is something not so right. And if productivity goes down, then there are losses for the corporates in terms of the efficiency as well as the output. So we will need to sort these things out, and that's why this platform. So what do we do here? One, we want to create awareness on what is wrong, what is right. There are moments when we will learn from all of you on the platform. All of us can join the movement, join hands, share whatever knowledge we have, and try to create a better world for tomorrow for our children. The second is that we create groups, or we create cliques which will be fruitful, because we have forgotten to collaborate offline. So if there is something which makes me happy, then why not share it? And so common interest groups can be made on this platform through this movement, and to create a better society where people collaborate with each other, share their sorrows, happiness, everything, and not just share it on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. They could share it there also. I am not against it. But if we can have that emotion shared, it's a better way to do it. The third important thing is that we will also suggest ways. So let's say the prime intention is that we start small. So every week, WD professes that we have a 3-hour mobile curfew. Every week, one day, you choose your day, you choose the way you want to do it, whether you want to do it 1 hour in a day, you want to do it 3 hours at a stretch, whether you want to break it up. So we'll share a journal with you in the coming week. In the journal, if you could note down the 3 hours that you have maintained the mobile curfew and the time, and let us be very realistic in what we do. Let us be truthful in what we do, because it is for our well-being and not somebody else's. So, and these 3 hours of mobile curfew that we are professing, we will also suggest ways on how to use these 3 hours so that productivity increases, your quality of relationships increase, the children are able to have fun while learning. So we'll suggest ways on this platform, on the website of worlddigitalwellbeingday.com, and also our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and elsewhere. So we will also be suggesting ways and not just preaching. Last but not the least, we are looking at creating a community of well-meaning people, forward-looking people, and the sole aim is to see that the children are not subjected to the cruelties of the social media or the internet, where they are bullied, or maybe they are in the company of wrong people, or maybe some things which they should not be seeing at certain ages, they are seeing or they have access to, and so on and so forth. The relationships of people, husband and wife, or brother and sister, they should find quality time to spend with each other, instead of spending that time almost all the time on mobile. And we also want to see that people are happy, so that if there is happiness all around, obviously there is going to be goodness all around. Obviously there is going to be better work and better quality of work done at offices. So the quality of life improves if there is happiness around. So we are looking at a world which is more happy, which is more peaceful, where we use optimum level of digital devices to be able to make us more efficient and productive, and that's all, and not be addicted to it. And we spend quality time with our people, with our loved ones, and that's the aim of digital well-being that we want to profess. Cyber security, spiritual health, mental wellness, digital detox, I am seeing these terms as something which are very futuristic. We'll see probably digital clinics on every nook and corner, where you will need to go and consult the physician or a wellness expert, and he will suggest ways. And this I am seeing as a very near future. We will also see specialists, doctors who will be specializing in digital well-being. We will also be seeing retreats, resorts to faraway places where mobile devices can be shut off and we can enjoy with nature. So let's prepare our children and ourselves for a future world of better digital well-being. I hereby declare the World Digital Well-being Day open. So let's call in one of the youthful volunteers of this movement. He is a founder of a very new kind of an app and a solution to our digital well-being. He is Jagrit, and the founder of Apprison, which is an app which helps you to de-addict from your mobiles. I hand over to him for his further words.
Hi, thank you. Smartphones are nothing less than a miracle, in my opinion. Smartphones have the power of all digital devices in the history of technology packed into one. So you can watch movies, you can learn languages, you can play games, all that in a single device. It is therefore not surprising that we depend on these incredibly versatile devices for many of our needs, and that a 2019 study showed we spend an average of 6 hours every day on our smartphone, with the number just increasing for future generations. As versatile as this technology is, so is the damage that it causes. For an average workspace, smartphone usage leads to a total loss of immense under 10 hours per week of productive time. The effect on families and relationships are so profound that there is an entirely new term called phubbing that has been defined, which is to snub others in favor of mobile phones. For parents and students, it translates into a strong distractive force which hinders the ability of children to focus and concentrate on their studies. Such strong adverse effects are expected of any revolutionary technology, and therefore it is, while it is true that these adverse effects have existed, the smartphones have also played a very, very important role in making knowledge accessible to people across the world, irrespective of their economic, social, or geographical status. And therefore, the idea is not to avoid or neglect it, but to understand it and control it. The gravity of the concern of plummeting digital well-being has been recognized by many across the world. Industry tech giants like Google have specialized works like the Google Digital Wellbeing Movement, while some new products have come entirely around this concern, like Forest for the iOS. It is also the foundational driving force behind Apprison, which is India's first gamified digital well-being app. Apprison looks at this idea and empowers us to be in charge of our own digital well-being. To help us understand our usage, it gives statistics of our smartphone usage across various days at various times. To help control our usage, it offers various unique and interesting ways to restrict or empower an app's usage, each tailor-made for a different purpose. All this in a fun gamified package. And in the court of Apprison, you are the judge and the jury. Solutions like these help us look at managing our smartphone usage and finding a great balance to maximize the advantage of smartphones. But this balance that we speak of is an extremely fragile one, a balance which is swayed strongly by events like the pandemic that we face today. As COVID shakes the conventional ideas of what education is, what work is, this reliance on technology increases. And so the bigger concern is the ripple that it will leave once the pandemic subsides. This increased dependence on smartphones and other digital devices is here to stay. And in times like these is when it becomes a lot more important to become aware of our smartphone usage and have a much stronger handle on it. As we strive for to our future with technology, digital well-being becomes as important, if not more, as physical, mental, or social well-being. So let us work hard towards recognizing and working towards a stronger digital health, for it will play a major role in determining our futures. Thank you.
We are launching an app that this Purdue visiting scholar of AI and ML, Jagrit, has created. Let's launch the app. So this is an app which is free for use and also analyzes the data that you are using, the media that you are using, your addiction, the extent of addiction, the timings which you are subconsciously addicted to. So suppose if you are addicted to, let's say, Facebook or some game or Instagram or TikTok or whatever it is, it will give you the timing you are addicted to, so the action can be taken. That suppose if 9 to 10 you are using too much of any app, then at that time, if you put a mobile curfew and see that you do not use it at that point of time, the possibility is that you will get rid of the addiction faster. It's a gamified app. It allows you to imprison the distracting and addictive apps. And to the extent you want to do that, it's a empowering app, because you are the one who decides, you are the one who judges what to imprison and what not to imprison, and you are allowed to reap the rewards also yourself based on the adherence to the norms that you have set for yourself or the goals that you have set. Free to use, so you can download it from the Google App Store. A very important aspect of the World Digital Wellbeing Day is this app created by this young man. Let's go next to the next young man who's a partner to this platform and who has created an app which is again free of cost for use for all of you. It's a happiness and peace app. It is known as Happy. Let's hear it from him first.
Thank you and good evening, everyone. This is Jayesh. I am based out of India, and we are working currently in the area of happiness and peace. So the relevance of happiness in current context has changed a lot. We have seen that earlier, where we used to gain happiness from the smaller things of life, has now become much more transient in nature. So for example, what could have meant happiness for my parents does not necessarily mean happiness for me. So studies have shown that there are various factors which contribute to happiness and peace for that matter. And these factors vary from various age groups. So in a small effort to help people achieve this great but not so unachievable goal of happiness, we have created something called Happy, which is a combination of their progeny or what they would in this movement. What we have thought of or what we have conceptualized is that we will divide the entire society based on their age groups. So kids, for example, may find happiness in toys, may find happiness in cartoons. Teenagers may find happiness in their friends within their social interactions. Young adults would find happiness in ambition. They would find happiness in their workplace, so on. And further adults would then find happiness in their personal life as well as professional life, whereas senior citizens would find happiness in what they are leaving for their family. So we have divided the entire society into these 5 age groups. Through Happy, we wish to help people in understanding what drives their happiness, what helps them to work for their happiness, and then what helps them achieve happiness. So let me take you through the app. We present to you Happy. Happy is live on Play Store. As you can see, this is a combination of happiness and peace. Now, this is an Android-based app in which you can take a test. Just by entering your details, you get clubbed into the age group. You can take a test and seek your report, which shows in which zone of the happiness index you lie. There are multiple tasks, multiple activities which you can take, which would help you give a small push towards happiness. But ultimately, it would rest on you. If your pursuit of happiness is true, if you wish to seek happiness for yourself and your loved ones, you can keep using this app. There are a lot of exciting features. We wish to build a community for this, especially given the occasion of the first World Digital Wellbeing Day. A very important component becomes happiness, and we wish to ensure that through our small effort, people are prompted towards happiness and through digital well-being. Thank you so much.
Okay, so we have the two young men already presenting to you two apps. One for digital well-being of through mobile de-addiction or control of your digital devices, and the second through increasing happiness and peace within yourself. So what we want to do now is that we want to dedicate this platform to the world. We also want like-minded, young, old, children, anybody to come onto this platform. It will evolve. The website will evolve in the few days ahead. You can, if you have some apps which you think can contribute to the digital well-being of people in the world, please come share with us. We will share the information on this platform to the people around the world. It's a very good exposure. Also, let's try and see that it does not become too commercial in nature. It's not that these apps should not be commercial, but I am saying it should not be too commercial, because digital well-being as a concept we want to promote in the world so that people become happier and more peaceful. Now, having said that, these young boys and girls from startups who have created apps, who have created ideas, who have created happiness in the world, they need not just create apps. Suppose you go to the nearby public school where disadvantaged children are there and teach them English. It becomes a very happy moment for you. It gives you internal happiness. It also gives happiness to the people who are getting what you have given to them. So anything that you want to share, which makes you happy and which makes others happy and which makes the world a better place, please share on this platform. The email address is worlddigitalwellbeingday@gmail.com. Now, if this is the email address, or you can share it on the website itself, and you can write to us saying that we can improve the movement, because it is your contributions that is going to make this movement better. I am looking at scores of people joining this. I am also looking at people using such apps, which are, I think there will be many in the world around, apps like Apprison and Happy, because when you are locked down at home and your child's internet usage is not being monitored, then after 60 days of lockdown, it becomes a habit that the child is being addicted to the mobile if you give them a free run. So as parents, if it is our duty to be able to monitor and control that what they are doing is justified, then please use such apps to control. Also, when you are at home and looking at the same walls and same people around you, there is a possibility that you might feel monotony. So the activities in Happy might create a fun element in your homes. You can play around, you can create new relationships, that of a friend with your children, that of a friend with your wife, or whatever. But the aim is to make this a better world. I am looking at launching the website just now of worlddigitalwellbeingday.com. You can log in after we have launched it. And again, my request is that please contribute to this movement. So this is the homepage of the website. Why it is important, we have mentioned here, although we've spoken about it at length. What are the elements here of digital well-being, which happiness, productivity, digital well-being are parts of the same big set, and our partners, which include religiosity, Aprison, Religion of Youth, Gandhi for Youth, and Happy. So these are not limiting factors. You can join us, join the movement, and come, let us make the world happy. Your small contribution in just terms of your time and effort is required to spread the word around. We are not looking at money at this point of time. We are looking at people who can make others happy. And the day in a week when you are looking at contributing to your own digital well-being and giving that 3-hour period to your family or your loved ones is something that is a good starting point. So every week 3 hours is what we want you to pledge in whatever way you want. Prepare a record of where you have spent your time, how much happiness you have gained getting out of the mobile or digital devices, and share that happiness on the platform so others are also inspired by whatever you have done. So in short, WDWD is a movement. It's a charitable movement. It's a movement where we are wanting to contribute to the world, and we are also wanting to contribute to the digital well-being of mankind, very specific on that. So we'll keep suggesting, updating this website and all our social media platforms to give you ideas on how to be better at digital well-being. We will also try and get ideas from all of you and share them on this platform, and we'll give due credit to whoever has shared the idea. We will also be happy to provide a platform to such people who want to join the movement. Thank you very much, and thank you for the time given to us. We will sign off today. All the people of the world, let's make this a happy and digital well-being possessed world. So I think that's enough. Thank you.